neat little party lights, I guess.
So are you turning on the WIKISPEED?
I think that would be Michael logging in, it looks like.
Cool. No, I don't hear the cicadas tonight.
No, I vaguely hear them very far in the background, but it cooled down quite a bit. It's rained the past few days, and it's been in the 60s or so, mid 60s maybe.
Right. Relief.
Oh yes, for sure.
So have you ever been to Waxahachie?
So I had some training down in Houston. I don't know, 5 months ago or something, and I drove through there, and I was really curious where that big super collider was even supposed to be, because there's nothing there. I mean, it is literally just fields and stuff. So, and I know they built the tunnel, but then they abandoned the project. I mean, they had already spent a huge amount of money on it.
Yeah. It's planning.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
Planning?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I said, I know they dug the tunnel, but then so there's a big tunnel out there, big, round, miles and miles long tunnel. But
okay, hang on. I got to mute and stuff. I got to help my wife here, but I'll be still on. I'll be listening. I'll be lurking.
Okay, I'm gonna step just for a second. Ooh, I see two of you. I don't hear any of you though. Oh, you're muted on both. You're still muted.
How about that?
Yeah, now you're unmuted.
Okay, should be still muted on, yeah, okay, info WIKISPEED.
That's correct.
Okay, good. So, how is it going today?
Pretty good. It's an insanely busy time at work right now. So we're doing, I won't say every 6 months, twice a year, our core banking software has to be, the new releases come out and has to be upgraded. And it is no trivial task. Just the week's worth of testing with everything that we've got, and then the actual install is pretty insane. But we're still about 2 or 3 weeks away from the actual install. We're doing all the testing now.
Okay.
That involves a lot of people at the credit union. Everybody has to test their job functions. So it's a lot of people coordinating and, hey, what do I need to do for this and that, and nonstop phone calls.
I wonder if I should turn off the video on the laptop. It's just kind of taking a picture of the ceiling. And I'll just drop the phone. Okay. I can stop the video. Does that stop recording? I don't think so. I hope not. Try that. Okay. Yeah, that stopped the video. Okay, good.
I have
sort of did what I was expecting to.
I have a notification that it's recording, a red button at the top.
Yep, me too. Yep, me too. You guys want to try and hit a record button, or see if you can hit a record button? The options that I set up, it's supposed to let you record if you want to.
I'm looking. I'm trying to see more. I tried video. I didn't see that. disconnect, raised hand, hide my video in gallery view. I don't see an option.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
I don't see it either. So I wonder if it's because of being on the Android or if it's because it's already recording. I don't know which.
I know that I can't find a recording button when I'm on Android, so I don't
Yeah,
know if that's
it looks the same as it did last time as far as that goes.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. So are we gonna start, or are we gonna wait for a bit yet?
I'm good with starting.
I'll repeat myself. If 5 people join the meeting, I'll repeat it all over again.
Okay.
Okay, so,
who would like to go first?
I can, since mine is going to be short. So just earlier this evening, right before the notification went out, I got the new link that's tied to gmail.com put into the calendar notification, and obviously it works since we're all on the same call right now. So that's really all I got done last week. And this next week, I want to see that it's got that option for iPhone One Tap, and I have no idea what that is. But when I paste it into the Google Calendar, it's not a link of any sort. It's just a number, 2 commas, the meeting number, and then a hashtag, I guess you would say. And so I just briefly looked it up before the call started, and I'm not exactly sure how that works. So I may try to figure out how to turn that into an actual link for people if they want to use it. The only other thing is I noticed also that this particular invite that you provided, Mike, was doesn't have the download link for adding it to your calendar, like an ICS link. But I don't know if that would necessarily be desirable or not. Well, I guess you said about once a year we'll be changing the link. I guess at that time people can add a new one. But the previous set had a little place to download, so you can add this to your personal calendar if you wanted to. So I don't know if that's something we can get done. But that's pretty much it for my stand-up. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Lauren, you want to go, or you want me to go?
I'll go. So it's Lawrence Salter, Gabriel Island, British Columbia, Canada. And so this past week, I did not do the things I planned to do. I followed the conversation about Zoom and the Trello. And I do want to talk a little bit about the Trello terms of service in the crosstalk. And coming week, again, not a lot. I already anticipated. So I'll jump to blocks. It's I'm doing a half marathon Sunday in Vancouver, and I'm trying to respond to an announcement of a government hearings I want to speak at, but they've given a grand total of 4 business days to put together an application. So that's taken some time. And so those are the blocks, and that's it for me.
Okay, thanks, Lauren. It's Michael Olchek, Saskatoon. Similar to the other 2 guys, I have mostly done Zoom stuff, so I figured out how to do the recording and what I was doing wrong, and it boils down to you have to log into the Zoom site, zoom.us site, in the account of the person that created the meeting. And then if you do that on a laptop or a computer, it gives you the option to record, and you are the host. When the host closes the meeting, it closes it for everybody, and the video that it was recorded gets converted to MP4, which is something you can then post, or you can edit, or whatever you want to do. So I created the account on wikispeedinfo@gmail.com. Got the information for Chris, set it up the way I think it should be set up, although I did apparently miss the calendar thing. And that's about all I got done. next week I have a whole bunch of stuff that I want to do, but of course it's going to be subject to weather and time and stuff. Time's running short, just like everybody. And no blocks that unfortunately anybody can help me with. And I guess that's about it for me. Mr. Wallace, on to retrospective.
Yes, and I always forget now to announce myself at the beginning of stand-up. So I'm Chris Wallace in Mansfield, Texas. For retrospective, I'm going to say a 3 for my ability to contribute to the team. I think that's up from last week because I've actually made a few of these calls in a row, which is good, given my track record the last year or so. And I would say probably a 9 for the team. Definitely was awesome. I guess we were right now getting last week's process improvement done by recording this meeting. So that is super awesome. Again, and it'd be cool to see even more people on the call. So maybe that'll actually help draw that in. And I don't have, other than getting the video posted on YouTube, I don't have a process improvement.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Lauren, you ready?
Yep. So I'm going to give myself a 3, the team a 9. And the process improvement is publicity for the meeting, or backlog item is publicity for the meeting. But it would make me really happy to see more people on the meeting. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. So that's the retro for me.
Okay. I'm going to give myself, I think it was 6 out of 10, because I got just over half the points done that I was supposed to get done, or estimated that I'd get done. And I showed up at the meeting, so I always give myself 1 out of 10 for that. In terms of the team, I'm going to stick with a 9 because we're getting stuff done. We're over 2 people, which we were at for quite some time with the stand-up. And yes, we're going to be posting this video. It would be nice if we could publicize that somehow. I guess we're going to put it on the website. I might have to ask Chris how to do that exactly. We had a comment a few weeks ago about our calendar not having anything scheduled. I have not had time to look at the website to find out if we have a calendar on the website, because I don't remember there being a calendar on the website. And I guess if we post the YouTube video, we can probably put the meeting information kind of in the description at the bottom. So maybe that will help people at least join in as maybe not participating, but as monitoring or as watching. And I guess that's my process improvement, is just to try and do a little bit more information distribution on YouTube or on the website, whatever we can do. That's actually almost a backlog item, isn't it? And that about wraps it up for me. So I guess that pretty much does it for stand-up this week. Lauren, you said you wanted to do some crosstalk about Trello, I believe it was.
Yeah, a couple of things. So one of them is Trello sent out new terms of service, and I tried to figure out if there was going to start charging for things. I couldn't from the few minutes I had to check it over, but I thought that's worth checking out. And okay. I kind of got another idea, which is I'm not aware. There were probably courses, but like another event. I'm thinking it'd be nice to plan an event, and it could be like not till spring or something, but it would bring kind of some cohesion, and maybe an event where everybody goes to. I would like, I had suggested Vancouver Mini Maker Fair, but that thing has been suspended. They haven't had one in the last 2 years. They say they're planning to have one, and that's usually in May or June. And I thought it would be fun to try and get a couple of cars through the border to the Vancouver Mini Maker Fair. So anyway, that's just some brainstorming. But just something to kind of coalesce around. I don't know what, I'm sure there's courses going on and certifications. And I'm still really interested in certifications. I'm getting quite a few on my Simply Hired and other recruiting emails. I'm getting a lot of even local Scrum Master descriptions, jobs, because I mentioned I mentioned Scrum in my resume. So that's kind of ramping up. And Canada's, my impression is we're behind the US in Agile. So that may be just ramping up here.
Okay, I got a couple of things. There was an email from a group in Texas that was looking to visit the shop. I haven't gotten an email from anybody in the shop for a bit, so I don't know if Joe's actually even in the country or where what's happening with that. And there is something else. And my mind went blank. I don't remember. But there was another thing that I wanted to discuss. So anyway,
We talked about the Trello.
I don't think it was Trello.
Okay.
Actually, if there's anything you want to talk about, Chris, I'm just going to walk back to my computer and see if I can find it quick.
Okay. I will say there is a calendar on the website, and now I cannot remember which account it's tied to. If it's info@wikispeed.com or if it's the Wikispeed info at Gmail. If it's Wikispeed info at Gmail, it does not include the calendar that has these invites on them, but that can probably be fixed. There used to be things on that were, makes me think that it was probably the Wikispeed info one, because I would just have to look. But the build parties for the Linwood shop used to be on there, and that was really the only events that were listed on the calendar. But I think what seems to work pretty well is if you create a Trello card and tag me in it, that prompts me to look into it this week. So if you want to do that, I can make that kind of the task that I'll see what I can do about this week. And Lauren, I was going to say, I don't know where the new Seattle WikiSpeed shop is, but I actually put into my work budget this year, or for next year, to actually go co-train a couple of classes with Joe. So if he does maybe a Scrum, like a 2-day Scrum Master and 2-day Product Owner class there in the Seattle shop, I might actually sometime next year be able to be out there for a week and actually kind of Scrum Master and co-train a couple of those classes. So that would kind of be cool if it was something that aligned with your schedule too, Lauren.
Do you know when the new shop is opening?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm assuming it's kind of in progress right now. I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know when the last time you were at the Linwood shop was, but I mean, that was a massive amount of stuff that would have to be moved. So I know he actually sold some things that weren't necessary on like Craigslist and stuff like that. But no, I'm not sure. Again, I don't know where it's at or when it's going to be officially opened.
Grand opening.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'll be awesome.
Balloons, dirigible. One of those balloon guys who goes up and down, up and down.
Yeah, that hooked up to the air compressor thing. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So I looked up what I wanted to talk about. Apparently, there is BBC contacted Joe about doing a little bit of an interview with what's going on and how we've changed and stuff like that. what the current state of open source hardware is, especially with Agile and Scrum. So Joe mentioned that they're kind of reworking the cars to be more Lego-like, and I haven't seen any drawing changes. I'm not sure if anybody else has, but it sounds interesting what he's talking about. I don't have any other information about it. So I guess I was wondering if you guys did.
No, I saw that same string of emails. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. I know that the last Scrum event that I attended was a 2-day training class that was Scrum the Toyota way, and that's Nigel Thurlow is the Chief Agile Officer for Toyota Connected now, and he actually taught that class, and he's also a what do they call it? A certified professional, or what is it? Lego facilitator or something like that. So a lot of the exercises he does in the class are actually based on Legos, and I got the impression that I don't know if the WIKISPEED card would be redesigned or if it would be a way of kitting it in a way to make it more of a kind of a modular build or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. That was just my impression of maybe what was going on there.
Okay. Yeah, it sounded interesting. I haven't seen any more information on it. That's all.
Okay, I got a note about Zoom. So Chris was breaking up. That's the first time I've seen any breaking up his audio a bit. So I muted myself, and that seemed to help, and took out my picture.
That could totally.
Go ahead.
I say that could totally be on my end. My internet here is not great, and my phone is like constantly in a state of almost being full. So that may not necessarily be an issue on Zoom's side. Y'all are still coming through just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Lauren, I didn't see that, so it's possible there's another blockage in the internet pipe somewhere around your area. Who knows?
Yep.
We'll see how it records.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
How are we doing for time? Oh, we got lots of time left.
I think it was a good, an example of a structured, short stand-up.
And we even did some meandering on the crosstalk.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I do wonder that 40-minute limit, is that from when the meeting is scheduled to start, or from when the first person joins, or from when the host joins? Because unlike some other like conference software, I can actually join before the host joins, and I wonder if that starts the timer or when the host starts, or interestingly enough, if the timer starts when the meeting is scheduled for. I wonder if we could just schedule it like 20 minutes out, and if the recording would be available if we did something like that. It would be interesting to kind of play around with something like that.
I believe I had to enable the thing for you to join before me, and
okay.
it makes sense, right? In terms of the 40-minute limit, right after we're done, I can start the meeting again, like the same meeting, and it will create another recording. So it's, I think it's just 40 minutes at a time, but I guess I would have to confirm that.
So probably from when the host joins, then 40 minutes. That would make sense.
Probably. I guess I could join on my phone and not be the host and see if it kicks me out after 40 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting to find out how people implement stuff, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay, guys. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll wrap it up and talk to you next week.
See you next week.
Awesome. See y'all later.
Okay. Good night.
Night.
Here.
So having custody too.